I got 2 people and 2 thumbs up. That's a good ratio, y'all. Let me know. Hit me up with the information if we're having any tech problems or anything. How do I get the live chat? There we go. Still kind of hating the YouTube app, but I'm in Meguro. I'm in Meguro, and I had a doctor's appointment, and then I went to. Some people might be familiar with this. Um, Dickie's barbecue pit for lunch. And now I'm walking to the Shibuya area probably. If I can get a holler back just to make sure that I know that everything's functioning, that'd be great. Hello, Jackie. Is it is everything working okay? Like technically? So yeah, I am in the Meguro area, which is kind of not deep south of the of Tokyo, but in the southern kind of portion. Great, thank you. And I'm going to be walking up towards Shibuya. And I don't know this area super well, so it's going to be kind of explorative. I've been over here before, but I don't come over here often. It's a kind of an expensive neighborhood to live in. I'm going to see maybe if I can sort a way to get off of the main road and maybe kind of dip through some neighborhoods and we can see kind of what things look like for the people that live in this area. It's not going to look like shockingly rich or anything like that, but just this area is not a cheap area to live. There's a lot of embassies and stuff kind of down in this direction, and there's a lot of like foreign businesses and stuff have got headquarters down here. So you end up with like rich expats living in this area. And I mean, it's pretty nice. Like you have like this is a decent street. Like you have this nice, walking path with like separation between the road and trees, and it's kind of a nice looking area. And since we've been looking for houses, I'm thinking about like things like this, like livability and just the way things look and stuff in a different way than I normally would. This is a love hotel though, right here in this like otherwise pretty nice neighborhood. All right. Oh, it looks like a few of them. Guy had a mouse. And as usual, I'm open to conversation if anybody has anything they want to talk about or any questions or anything. That kind of helps keep things rolling. Oh man, look at this zebra. Imagine if they were only this big in real life. You get like a tiny little zebra, have it for a pet. That'd be great. Or if anybody sees anything that catches their eye and they're curious about it. Sometimes I don't notice things that are like kind of, unusual to people who haven't spent a lot of time in Japan. Okay, so that's unusual, that truck. Something American goes by and I'm like, that's weird. Let me see if I'm going to scroll away from this and I'll come back in just a second. I just want to see if I can get to a map on my phone. That would help me out a little bit. National Poke Day. Wasn't that 11/11? We didn't do anything. No. Let's see. Map. Come on, map. Okay. I don't know how you get the map to not be a jerk. So I'm just going to walk randomly, which is fine. I don't have like something that needs to be. I'm not like going someplace for a specific purpose or anything right now. I'm just walking off some lunch. So we'll go down this big hill, and I know I'll regret it because it probably means I'm going to have to walk up a big hill soon. So I don't have any idea what the structure is to my left. Maybe it's just office buildings or something. That's residential. You can tell by the way that the balconies look. The image looks really shaky to me. Does it look really shaky to you guys? Like glitching around almost? Let me see if I can change any settings. Like I'm really not moving that much. Not glitchy, but movement. Okay, that's good. I do not see a way for me to adjust any settings, so it's shaking like footsteps. Okay, for some reason it looks really like I don't know how to even explain. Like it's doing like 2 or 3 frames a second, like click, 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 click on my side. Is it warm? Yeah, I mean I'm wearing like a hoodie, like a light hoodie kind of right now, and it's a little cold in the shadows, but I think that it was like 17 degrees Celsius today. I think that's what I saw. And okay, so you're gonna see like the incline of this road is at it's hard to show this of course on video, but it's been a fairly steepish hill, but then as it gets towards the bottom and picks up in steepness, they put these like little circles that are indented on the road, and it's so the car has more grip, so it doesn't like slide down the hill. That's my understanding. Is it raining up in the Naka, dude? Really? I can think. It's not a cloud. If you're ever living in the sticks. Oh, super windy and cloudy. That's beautiful here. Tokyo life, man. Yeah, I don't think I would go flying down that road on a bike. I don't think I want to die. All right, so we're kind of like, okay, we're in more of a residential area than I was. Let's see these houses. And I'm pretty good at like eyeballing the sizes of houses now. That one is actually kind of big. That's probably 1,500 square feet, 14 or 1,500 square feet. But in this neighborhood, that's probably, I don't know. It's feasible that could be 2 million bucks. Like easily. I mean, that car isn't exactly like a shit muncher mobile sitting in front of this one. This house is modern and cool looking. Yeah, that house is pretty cool looking. That wooden outside of it and everything. And they've got a Jag on the other parking spot. Yeah, these houses are no joke. They're really expensive. Then you'll see some of these like older houses like these. And you know, it's just like the land is gonna get scooped up the moment somebody puts that up for sale. They're gonna subdivide that into like 2 or 3 different lots probably. It's gonna be a fortune. It's just mostly that the land in this area is really expensive. But I've been like really balls deep in Japanese real estate listings, even stuff that I can't afford, just because I'm curious about it. Let's see. Yeah, it is a beautiful day for a walk. I'm enjoying it before the winter locks in on us. And then like it's just so cool. Like you have different styles of houses, like the modern looking house down there, and you've got some older like houses, and then this is like apartments, right? Like it's like multifamily units or whatever, probably places that like 1 or 2 people live in each apartment. And then this old style, they've even got a garden still. Like that building is probably pretty old. And maybe the people that live, I mean, you know, you never know, but maybe the people that live there have lived there for since it was built. But I mean, they're gonna get that land is worth so much money, and they've just got a garden. it's like that's like retirement money, just that garden. They could sell that for. Sorry, you can tell where my brain is. And then just here you've got even more apartment buildings and stuff. It's like the mixture of things. Like you've got there's the people that live in this are nowhere near as rich as the people who have like a brand new single family home here, but there's still like a mixture of those economic groups. Yeah, Japanese real estate videos. Yeah, I've looked at some of them recently as well. Average square meter of a Japanese house. Square meters. I can't do square meters in my head. You're gonna have to punch that into the internet, but it's hard to say. Like, it depends on where you are. Like, if you're in a city or a like urban suburban type of environment. Whoa, Lassie about to rip me in half. Oh, look at this little truck. He's got kaki, like in the back of his truck. Like, shoot, what is it in English? Uh, persimmons, I think. I think that's what they're called. Um, hold on a second. I gotta. Oh, never mind. Okay. But like, he's just got this tiny little truck and bringing back kaki trees. K. Heim. Hmm. Yeah, but average size of a house, like in the Tokyo area, like okay, the house that we are almost 99% gonna buy is I don't know, go up this way. Is oh, I'll talk about this too. Um, is like 1,000 square feet. So however much that is, and that's a fairly decently sized building. Like that's not as big as they get, but it's an average size. Um, Sorry, I get distracted by everything. And then, so this is a hat from an elementary student. And what happened here is he probably dropped it, or he or she dropped it on the ground. And people will pick things up when they find them and put them on the highest thing. So if you find something on the ground, just pick it up and boop, put it up there. Persimmon, yeah, thank you. Nice occasion for a stroll. Yeah, cocky is so good. Shannon fruit. I've never heard that phrase before. But then like this is like you're talking about like multi-million dollar housing here. This is insane. Like this property is I can't even guesstimate how much this costs. But just I mean look how the size of the garage and it's sealed and closed. This property is millions and millions of dollars. It's kind of cool looking too. The view's probably not terrible. See if we can kind of suss what the view is. Well, it's probably not that great. It is above the line a little bit, but it's probably not baller. But still, I mean, you can just, that's just a very, very expensive piece of property. It's like I said earlier, 1,000 square feet about this main floor. Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, the house that we're looking, when I say we like, here, let me, sorry, I've got like all these other conversations going on with people on my phone that I thought were over, but everybody's still chit chatting. Um, yeah, 1,000 square feet sounds small, but I mean, in this environment, it's not that small. And if you go to live outside of cities and stuff, of course you can get more like property. You can get more house for the dollar or whatever for the yen. Oh, this is cool. But 1,000 square feet, especially for just two of us, is fine. We can't afford any bigger, anyways. So this is pretty cool. Like this is another older house that will probably eventually be turned into something else. But they've got that little entryway, that little garden. Yeah, just the diversity. People sometimes come to Japan and think everything looks the same, but when you really stop and look at it, there's a lot of diversity in things. But yeah. So the house that we're getting, we uh, we signed the contract like we signed the contract for the house. So unless there's some like some serious thing happens, the house would have to like fall into the earth or something at this point for us to not end up getting it. So I mean, we pretty much have bought a house, um, and like I said, it's 2 floors, 3 bedrooms, and it's about 1,000 square feet. and it is maybe about 40 minutes door to door to get from the house to the Shinjuku. So it is on the outside. It's not in the main part of the city, but we're still in Tokyo. And it's kind of like a country-ish type of area. Um, just where I'm standing here. It's kind of cool. You can see the way that these two blocks back up to one another here. They're just hanging their laundry like that with nothing below it. Yeah, but again, like there's a lot of like multi-family. This is two different places, but then like right here or whatever is like a single family unit. Oh no, probably not. There's a whole bunch of buildings here. So this is an apartment, maybe a house, and then maybe the backside has got more. I don't know. It's also cool just to see all the clever ways they put the like things into land. The house that we bought has got it's like sitting on this little triangle of land. It's wild. Probably won't be able to show that in videos. Hey, somebody must have dropped a muffin. Yeah, I won't be able to show the land or anything of the property we built, or not built, but bought, just for security purposes. But it is a little interesting triangle. I'll go that far. Let's see. The trend is moving towards non-diverse cookie cutter box houses. I don't know if I agree with that. Like, I see what you mean. I don't completely disagree with you, but I think there's still a lot of people that are building unique homes in interesting shapes. I think mostly the change that we're going to see that's kind of a bummer is the older houses are going to start getting torn down, and they have a specific cool vibe. And I mean, just by the age of them, they're just going to start to disappear. So like I said earlier, this is an embassy area. This is the embassy of the Democratic Republic of Algeria. I'm glad the sign was there because I didn't know the flag. And something you can see, the license plate on this car, see how it says, it's like, that's a kanji for Soto, but it's like the Gaijin kanji means outsider. So it just means diplomat, and it's blue. Yeah, I mean, we can't afford to live to buy a house inside of the like city proper, like inside of the 23 wards. Uh, we could have done it, but there was always like I looked at a lot of places, and there was always some like massive disadvantage. Like it would be really small, or it was old, of course, or in a corner with zero sunlight or very little sunlight, or like I said, it was old, and old buildings here aren't ideal because earthquake codes have changed. So if you go past like about 30, 35 years old or whatever, you dip into like the building could be dangerous, like flat out. In an earthquake, you might die. So you end up having to like kind of make that decision, like am I willing to maybe risk this? And then I looked at one that was awesome. The house was great and it was in a pretty good location. And then I looked up the hazard map and I was like, oh, it's basically underwater. Like it was in a bowl on a little island between two big rivers. And it was in a hazard map. And I was just like, okay, like global warming, like I don't think I want to buy something that is under the water level, basically. And like, I mean, it has like really good Japanese construction and stuff to keep the water out, but you know what I mean? Like you add in global warming and it's just like, maybe they're going to skip this one. But I mean, it checked every other box. But the inside of the wards in our budget, there isn't much that isn't compromised in some massive way. So we decided that it'd be better to live on the outside of the city a little bit, which is okay because it's out towards nature. So it's like 30 minutes to the city, 30 minutes to the mountains. I don't know, seems all right. It's a quite little neighborhood. Another embassy. I'm assuming that's Poland. I'm just kind of guessing. Yeah, it says, okay, in Japanese, it says porando. Okay. It's like, your words I don't know. So yeah, like some of the people that are living around here are like working for embassies or whatever. And like I said, there's a lot of um, people that are associated with international corporations and things in this area. So it explains some of the expensive land, but also it's just where it sits. Look at this. It's a church. It must be a church, right? There's no signs. It's not a house, is it? Oh wait, hold on. It's not a church, according to that sign. Maybe it used to be a church. Like there's no crosses or anything, but Jesus, it looks like a church. Let's back up a little bit. It looks like it's got traditional Japanese roofing on it as well. That's wild. I've never seen something like that mixed with this like this shape of a frame like a church and then Japanese roofing on the back. Okay. This is a this big tower that you see. It's like they burn trash in these things. It's like a dump. I can't see it because of the glare. Hold on, let me see if I can get over. But there's a crane at the very top, so it must still be under construction. Oh yeah, shit, you can see they're moving that right now. That's just rolling up. That's very cool. I mean, not the burning of trash, but sorry, I'm scrolling back and looking at things. Am I near Azubu? I'm sorry. The chat on here doesn't show me the chat unless I touch it, so I always miss messages. Yeah, house tour will definitely be coming. How much did it cost? We haven't talked about that yet. We will probably talk about that, even though it's sort of like, I don't know, it's uncouth to talk about that kind of thing. I don't know. It shouldn't be. You know what I mean? Like, it shouldn't be, but we really want to do a cost breakdown of what it all costs. But then we have like, I don't know. It's weird because a little park here is nice. I don't know. We talk about things like that, and then people are going to be like, "Oh, look at these. We are not rich. Like, we are not rich." But some people are going to take it that way, just because they're thinking about life from their perspective and where they live. They're going to be like, "Oh my God, you spent that much on a house." Or then there's going to be people that are going to be like, "You got ripped off." They're going to have opinions and stuff, and just going to have to deal with this gauntlet of like people who think they know better. Or people are like, "Why didn't you get one of the free houses?" And it's just like, those free houses aren't free. Like, I don't know. So yeah, we probably talk about it, and yeah, I'll probably just suck it up and not worry about those things. But I always feel compelled to like answer people when they have those types of criticisms or questions, and it kind of drives me nuts sometimes. So yeah, we'll talk about the price. Sorry, the chat is where my finger goes. This layout on this program is terrible. Is this really live? This is really live, yes. Don't be uncouth in the land of the couth. Uncouth, given you've talked about apartment. Yeah, apartment costs are a little different than house costs. But this is way more complicated. I don't want to talk about it right now because if I talk about it right now, I'll make mistakes. I need to look at, I know what the house costs, but there's a whole lot of complications that go into explaining exactly what the actual cost is, because there's like tax benefits and stuff that you end up getting by buying houses, and you get a refund in one place, and like it's not just straightforward. Maybe I could buy in Japan. Yeah, it has its ups and downs. I mean, since we plan on living here, it makes sense, but I don't know if it would make sense, like, unless you were ultra wealthy, to buy here. Otherwise, it's not like a good investment. You could definitely make more money other places. Yeah, I mean, I follow you. Like, it is only our business for sure, but I think it's interesting. I want to know, like, if somebody buys a house or something that I feel like is an accessible thing to my lifestyle, like even if it's in another part of the world. I'm just curious, like, what did that cost? Like you're normal people. You're not like you get these YouTubers that are like, rich. Like these people making content and they're rich and they're like, okay, yeah, I bought this $4 million house or whatever. And they make videos about that stuff. And it's interesting sort of, but I want to see things that are more accessible. And like, we are not rich. We are just, comfortable. And I think that has value to show off, like not show off, like to share that information with the world, because I think that I personally would want to see that. And that tends to be how I like to choose to make videos. Would I want to see this? You know what I mean? Houses are $1 million in Melbourne. Oh yeah, I mean houses where I'm standing are multi-million dollars, like single family houses. Those houses are free. You just need to invest in the cost of a new house to render them livable. Yeah, exactly. And then a lot of times the land that those free houses are sitting on is actually not land you own. It is, it's like you're leasing the land. So in 30 years or 20 years or whenever the lease runs out, then whoever owns that land can like just be like, okay, well, get off. Like, yeah. So there are hitches in a lot of cases. The Californians won't think we're rich at all. Yeah. The Californians, but then people that live in Kansas or whatever are going to think we're crazy. The number of people that have said that we get ripped off for our apartment, like they're just like, you're getting ripped off. That's way too much money. And I'm just like, well, where are you from? Because we live in central Tokyo. Like, people don't often think about the entire cost of living as well. Like they think like, oh, well, that's really expensive, and I have a much cheaper place. But like, they'll think they have a much cheaper place, right? But then they have to have a car or two cars for their family, and like all these other costs start to add up, and it's like, oh, well, we spend the same amount. We just don't have a car, because we don't need it. Yeah, the visa stuff is the hardest part when you want to move to Japan. If you live in London, you won't be yeah, exactly. So it depends on where you're from. You guys feel me? Or in the U.S. health insurance, yeah. We have two friends from Japan that we've met in Japan, two American friends, and both of them are from Kansas, which is bizarre. Like, how many people are from Kansas? You know what I mean? How much is the apartment? I missed it. I honestly don't know. What is it like? Because the exchange rate changed. I think right now with the exchange rate, it's like 1,100 or 1,200 a month for the apartment. But I don't know if that includes like the extra fees and stuff that we have to have. Don't quote me on that. I could be wrong. All right. I'll walk around some more. Yeah, but we didn't have key money in our new apartment because we live in this UR housing thing, so they don't rob you. So the sign here is in the park and it says, "Don't give animals food. Don't feed the birds or the squirrels or whatever." But I haven't seen a squirrel in like a really long time. My rent went up $500 in 10 years. Yeah. For where we live, it's fine. And again, we don't have to have a car. Like, people don't calculate in what that costs. Like, they don't think about that as a living expense. But, like, and we made sure when we moved, we found a house that we do not have to have a car. Like, we do not want to have a car. And we did contemplate moving someplace that would be really like way cheaper, and then we would have to have a car and it would all balance out. And we were like, it just balances out, and then we have to have this car and we're further away from things we want to be by. It just didn't make sense unless you get really far out. But we kind of want to stay somewhere, somewhat commutable basically to Tokyo. Not only for job prospects if we need them, but also because all of our friends are here and our like social network is in this area. So making a huge jump to like Shikoku could have been living cheap, but if we had employment problems, we'd be in trouble. And also, our friends aren't there. Okay, let's walk up here. Yeah, this house is probably, I'd say this house might be 1,200 or 1,300 square feet. It's got two balconies. It's kind of cool, but it sits kind of on a road. It's not a noisy road, but it's a road. Well, it's kind of a noisy road. Is Katie changing jobs? No. She just works from home though, so we could live anywhere. I want to try those contract jobs for a year or two to teach. I didn't get my bachelor's. If you have family here, like, if you said, I think this might be the same person. You said your mom lives here. You might be able to just come in on a dependence visa. Yeah, we looked into Yokohama. It's a little cheaper, but not dramatically. The housing prices don't get dramatically cheaper. That was something we seriously were, I was seriously thinking about looking down there more. The thing that basically stopped us from that is our real estate agent, who has been amazing. It's kind of outside of his zone. So she doesn't kind of go, yeah. I think you could, I think you can be, I think you can live with somebody as a dependent. I'm not 100% sure about that. I mean, I'm 40 and I was a dependent of Katie's. But yeah, I think it's possible you can. Because like, if you had like a parent or something and they needed assistance, like as they were getting older or something, I think the government would give you a visa to stay here and help them for that type of thing. So I don't even think you have to prove that. I think you would just have to say, she would just have to be willing to support you. So it would depend on like her income, I think, or I'm not sure how it works if it's a Japanese citizen, but I think it's possible. This is kind of a boring little area here. Try to avoid these when I go on these stream walks. But you can't avoid all of them. I wonder what this seems like a big thing. I haven't seen any signs. Maybe it's the backside of one of the embassies. I don't think I'm in the area of the US embassy. It's like this humongous complex. Of course it is. So this looks like public housing, or maybe it was military housing at one point. So these things are all like kind of like cheaper built apartments. I don't know for sure that it's public housing, but it looks like it a lot. So it can be like a mixture of young single people or elderly people. I don't think we're around a military like any military infrastructure, so probably not that. It's probably just public housing. But sometimes if you like live in public housing, you can get really good locations for really little money if you're willing to live in kind of not great apartments. It depends on if the apartment's been renovated recently. Oh shit. I got news, everybody. Hold on a second. I think I see a Bowser up there in that window. Can I zoom? You see it? See the shell? Foreigners get foreigner pricing. Hold on, I'm gonna back up a little bit. I'll get to your question in a second. Yeah, this doesn't count as a strode. There's no like turn-offs. It's not 6 lanes wide. But it is car infrastructure. How many hours do Japanese people work? Depends on the person, depends on the job. Sometimes it's normal, sometimes they work excessive. I'm in the Meguro area, kind of between Meguro and Shibuya, but I don't know where I am now because I've walked around a bunch of squiggly roads. I could probably find a sign someplace and you guys could look up a map if you're really curious. Is that why you don't appear to have a formal employment? The visa arrangements? I'm sorry, I don't remember what I was talking about. Katie has formal employment. Foreigners get foreigner pricing when it comes to real estate. No, not really. You're more likely to get into a situation where you're not allowed to rent housing. Like apartments will just flat out say no foreigners allowed. Like that's very, very common. It's like 80% of apartments don't allow foreigners. It doesn't really create a price increase for foreigners. It just creates a situation where you don't have a lot of choice, and it sucks. But it's reality. Public housing had big numbers on the side of the building. Yeah, those did have big. That's why I thought that actually. It's got, you can see the A on this one. That's kind of what tipped me off, to be honest, but also just kind of the way it looked. And yeah, you're right. Sometimes it does have numbers in the building, but not always. Technically, we live in public housing. It's called under a company called UR Housing. It's like it used to be public housing, and it got bought by a company, and it's sort of pseudo public housing now. But because of the history of the company, they inherited a bunch of rules, so it behaves as public housing. Like, for instance, they can't tell foreigners that they're not allowed to live there, and that they don't collect key money, and they have to be generous with security deposits and things like that. So it's like we had the benefit of living in a public housing building, only the building is actually nice and it's affordable. Okay. I'm just going to kind of stroll up this way. Do you think it's easier for foreigners to find housing in a great community? Do you think it's easier for foreigners to find housing in country where demand is not great? No, probably it's harder. I would assume that you would run into more apartments that are unwilling to deal with foreigners in the countryside, but I don't really know that for sure. Like, I don't know that mathematically. That would just be my guess. A friend of ours used to live out in Gunma in an apartment, and the only building in town that foreigners were allowed to live in was a building where like a bunch of people had died or something. So Japanese people didn't want to live in the building anymore, so they just allowed foreigners to live there, and like every apartment had, like every foreigner in town lived in that one little apartment. As far as real estate goes, if you're talking about like buying housing, there's no like you can't live here because you're a foreigner thing. That doesn't happen. The problem that you get into with buying housing is just getting financing. And unless you have permanent resident status, it's basically impossible. This is for sorting trash, like pet bottles and like cans and bottles and burnable trash. Interesting colors. It's kind of cool with the sun hitting it. Looks nice. There's a motorcycle inside. This building says it has rentals available. And it's funny because it says for rent in English, but it makes you wonder if you ask them if I can live there. Odds are no is the answer. But you never know. Yeah, I know that trash room video. We need to film that before we move. We actually filmed in the trash room 2 days ago. House loans might be cheaper in Japan, but the houses do not appreciate. Yeah, that's true, but the land does. It at least usually maintains itself if you're in an urban area. And it's a hell of a lot better than throwing a entire, every month if you're renting, that just goes in a garbage can. So, yeah, houses don't appreciate. But at least when you, at the end of the term, when you sell it, there's some value left. It's not a complete loss. So, and honestly, it could be argued that housing market where things just randomly go up and down the way they do in a lot of Western countries, like especially the United States, like that seems like that's not necessarily a good thing. Like it's good if you're an investor, but it's not good if you're a human who wants a place to live. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think he's backing into this. Just kind of stay out of his way. So, like, we aren't trying to make an investment. We're trying to find a place to live that at least holds some value. You know what I mean? Like, we're not trying to flip houses. I think it's because Katie was the one with the work visa. Yeah, Katie had a work. That's exactly right. Katie had a work visa, and I came as a dependent. Move over here. How housing? You're saying things go down in value. House prices go down in value, but land value usually maintains the loss that you will see in the property. I mean, not always, but usually, especially if you're in a environment or area where there's population growth, which is like, urban areas. Um, but yeah, it's Twitch. Twitch is hard to stream to when I walk around outside, so I'm not using it. Should be trash sorting stream. It's like 2 minutes. We don't spend a lot of time doing it. Do they put perfectly good electronics in the street as trash? Sometimes. I did used to teach, but I was allowed to teach as a dependent on Katie's visa. Sorry, again, I'm looking back at stuff. Yeah, housing and how building structures in Japan don't appreciate in value by a general rule. But again, the land is different. It's the cemetery. These sticks are like names. It's like a family plot will have a whole bunch of different people that are like entombed in that area, and the sticks are indicating who is entombed. I think that's how that works. People regard homes as investments, not homes. Yeah, it's crazy in the United States. Did Japan also see a huge jump in houses? No, it hasn't been as dramatic. Just because it's not seen, like, property isn't seen the same way. For, in my opinion, better. Like, it's better than that. Rubbish room video. Yeah, we will do something along those lines before we move. We still have months before we're moving. We won't move until February. I like this. So when you buy a car in Japan, right? The police will come out and measure your parking spot to make sure that the car that you're buying can fit, because you have to prove that you have a place to park the car. So like you'll see a lot of the situation where this car just barely fits in this little parking spot. Yeah, we're in the process of buying a house. Travel plans? We're gonna go hopefully find some fall leaves this weekend. But this house has got this is unusual. It's got a smokestack for a fireplace. You don't see that very often. And I don't think we don't have any other like exact plans, but we need to do some traveling. We'll be in Japan for the winter again. But yeah, hopefully we can do some traveling around Japan, and it's gonna be more Japan videos coming at you. Like that's just, we don't have access to international travel without headaches that make it not worth it. So maybe hopefully by next year we'll be able to do some international travel. It's possible in the spring I'll go to America. I'm thinking about it, but it depends on how this house stuff shakes out and how much cash we've got left. Okay, this is unique. Is it a house? Hold on. Look at this. Yeah, I think it is a house. It's got like this big glass. No, it's got like automatic opening doors. So I don't know what the structure is. Like on the other, I can see on the other side it has automatic opening doors. So it must be some sort of commercial thing. It's pretty wild looking. The shingles like on the side, like roofing. It's pretty dope. They've got like a little garden here. This is kind of unique too. Yeah, this neighborhood is cool. Why are we moving? Because we want to buy a house. Do I mean domestic travel? No, I don't remember what I said. But international travel isn't going to be happening right now. It's a cool little parking space. The car's kind of a cool color too. It looks like a Bugatti, like with that scoop. This is a smart car. All right. Japan opens up soon. I would not bet my ducats that Japan is opened this spring, like wide opened. It doesn't. I've seen too many good arguments explaining why it can't happen mathematically, and like part of it is just that they have a backlog of people that are trying to get in, and they can only process a certain number per day. And if you look at that math, it's just impossible for them to even issue all that stuff. And if they start allowing more people to come in, it just becomes impossible. And like right now, you still have to quarantine when you come in. And like having the logistics to have that open wide for tourists, probably not going to happen. Like I don't think it's going to happen in this. I'd be very surprised if they just open the gates. So, finger on the camera. So here we got they're building a new thing here. It looks like they poured the slab for it. So the next thing they'll put these big poles in the ground that are like earthquake dampening, like structure things that'll get put in next. And then this will be, this sheet here explains like construction dates and stuff. And sometimes it'll show like on what days of the week they'll be working. And this is like, oh, taxi's about to run me over. Sometimes it's like contact information. So if you have a problem like in the neighborhood with the sound or whatever, this is who you call, and like this is who deals with different aspects of the construction and stuff. These things are always on construction for things in Japan. Oh, look at this. Got all those cones. It's a lot of cones. It's like the cone dude. All right. So I would guess that I'm in, yeah, okay. So I'm in Ebisu right now. If anybody like is curious as to what part of where am I at. It's Ebisu Minami Nichome. It's Ebisu Minami Nichome. Why isn't it just not Minami Ebisu? Or if you look up this Watanabe Entertainment College, you'd be able to find probably what I'm standing next to on Google Maps. Yeah, don't buy any flights. Oh, good Lord, don't do that. Are we moving to the burbs? Kind of. Not like the crappy burbs, though. We're going to be in more of like it'll be a less dense area, but it's actually all right. We do not want a car. We never want a car. Cars are terrible. Love being in Japan during the pandemic. Yeah, it is. It's been a pretty nice place to deal with this horrible situation the world has had. Yeah, I think I think travel might open up in the fall. That's possible. That's mathematically more feasible. Can you highlight the motorcycles in Japan? They have ones that are smaller. Yeah, I mean, when I see interesting things, I take pictures of them and put them on Instagram. But I don't know what I'm looking for with like, unless it's obviously an interesting looking motorcycle. I don't know what to even look at or take photos of because I'm not in that world. They're fixing to process all of the incoming YouTubers first. Yeah, probably. We have not, yeah, we looked into buying one of these old houses in the countryside. It doesn't work for our lifestyle, and they aren't as cheap and free as they seem once you start actually doing the math on them. I mean, they're cheaper than living in Tokyo or whatever, but we want to live in Tokyo. Buying a motorcycle is way more likely than buying a car, but I have to get a motorcycle driver's license first, and it's not cheap. It's like thousands of dollars. So, I don't know. Do I think they'll open up by next April, like April of 2022? 0%. I'd say like not 0% chance. Nothing is 0% chance, but it's very low. Very, very low. That's my guess. Maybe I'll be wrong. A workmate buy tickets to visit her grandmother in April. Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna happen. Um, yeah, there's a lot of math involved with like, are they gonna allow people in or whatever, and just this just doesn't seem like it's gonna be that soon. And even if they do open the gate, it's gonna be like you're gonna have to have proof of vaccination, and then it's gonna be limited to the vaccines that Japan wants to approve. So even if tourism does completely open wide open for people with the specific vaccinations, it's going to omit a lot of people that don't have access to those vaccinations, like, basically anybody in China, which is most of the tourists that come to Japan. Um, so it's going to be a weird transition watching this to happen. All right, we're out of residential stuff. Let's walk down this little road. Okay, so I'm kind of near Ebisu Station now. They're using a really rare Kana character on this sign up here. I think that's We. I think We Bisu. That'd be my guess. It's like a yakitori place. Here's an interesting motorcycle. It's an electric scooter for the mailman. Okay, I see where I am now. Here's another like interesting motorcycle. It's like is it really? It says Dream 50. It's a little 50cc. It looks dope though. Look at that thing. So if I go down that way, Ebisu Station is like down there. I'm just gonna kind of keep walking this direction. You ran into us in Asakusa. I don't remember a drunk person in Asakusa. I can't remember. How long have you been? Guys started looking into buying a house. It's only been a few months, but I put in like basically full time trying to figure out a place to go so I could speedify the process as much as I could. We've got some reasons that we want to like get it done as quickly as we can without make compromise, of course. So I spent a lot of time learning as much as I could about Japanese real estate. Do motorcycles and scooters license differently? Yes. Anybody with a driver's license can drive a 50cc scooter. But then if you want to get I think it's up to a 250cc motorbike license, that's like the first stage, and then beyond that you have to get a more complicated motorbike license. I'm not sure exactly where things break, but yeah, things are licensed differently. And once you get a motorcycle license, you can't have a passenger on the motorbike for a year. So there's that. But I mean, it would cost me, I'd probably be looking at like 10 grand or more in a license and then a motorcycle. Like, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. So I don't know if it'll happen, but it would be fun. I mean, it'd be really fun. Make for fun videos too, fun trips. $50cc is slow, but yeah, it's fun for tooting around the city. It would be all right. No, this is not going to be my new neighborhood. We cannot afford to live anywhere near here. This is for the rich. Hey Josh, just walking around Ebisu. headed towards Shibuya. I was actually thinking about going up to the Nintendo store. I'm curious if you can just buy a OLED Switch yet from the Nintendo store. I'm assuming not, but I'm just curious. I swear I'm not going to buy one. Almost more favor to get it. Yeah, so the thing with getting a motorcycle license in the States and converting it here, which, I mean, yeah, I would do that if that was that simple, but you have to be in the United States for 3 months with the license. Like, you have to do that. So I would have to go there, get the license, which will take a couple of weeks probably, and then reside in the United States for 3 months, and then I can come back and convert it. So I don't really want to be in the United States for 3 months. So there's that. All right. But yeah, I thought about doing that. The kid, his t-shirt said West Coast. Oh, it's the Hachiko bus. Look at that. That's how you know you're getting near Shibuya. That kid's shirt said West Coast Ska Festival, like ska is in the music. Gluten-free vegan muffins. Wait for the Switch Pro? I don't know. Everybody says that, but like when? It could be 4 more years. You got the OLED? Josh, yeah. Dude, the screen looks so dope. Any new games? I've just been playing Metroid Dread. But not even that much. Oh, I've been playing Tetris Effect a bunch too. I didn't get Skyward Sword. Maybe I will eventually. Like, if I can find it cheap used, maybe I'll buy it. I don't know. I don't really care that much. I've never played it, like, to completion, and I probably should. But every time I try to play it, I kind of hate it. So I don't know if I want to spend more money on it. 10K or 3 months in the USA? Yeah, I don't know. That's a hard decision. But it wouldn't be 10K for the license. It would be like a few $1,000s for the license. The rest of the money that I said would have been wound up in buying a motorbike. So, I mean, if it would be like more like $3,000 or $4,000 versus 3 months in America, and then I'm thinking I'll just spend the money, or just not have a driver's license for it. It's probably the most likely situation. Emergency kaiju shelters? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Dread is really fun, man. There's little pieces of it that bother me, but most of it's really fun. Nintendo does release pros though. Like they definitely do. Like they did not the 3DS. The 3DS had like the XL and stuff, but then there was like the new 3DS which had extra processing power and like could play some games the other ones couldn't and stuff. So there's definitely precedent for Nintendo releasing like power split upgrades in consoles. Yeah, I got my driver's license recently, but I can't drive a motorcycle with it. So that's what we've been talking about, getting a motorcycle license. You trust that cat? He's got some fish. The more I look at that, the weirder it gets. These are really common, like little, it's like a kind of like a little bodega for tobacco, basically, or cigarettes. They're on street corners like that quite often. Another one of those trash burning towers is like right in front of me. Yeah, man, we don't have any interest. We don't have any interest in like living in the United States either. I'd like to go back though. There's a couple of things that I want to do stateside, but I don't want to be there for 3 months. That's madness. Who knows? The whole structure of the government could implode within 3 months. You never know what's going on over there. When COVID was starting to happen and Katie was over there, I was like, you got to get back here as soon as you can. Like, Japan might close the gate, you might not be allowed in, and you'd be stuck in America. God knows what'll happen with this. You know, make moves. Yeah, I don't know what the actual reason is for building those things like that. I think there's supposed to be like some sort of like filtration system or something in it that like filters the smoke from like becoming like dirty when it goes into the air, and maybe it just takes that amount of distance to do proper filtration. I'd like to look that up and learn more about it actually. I'm kind of talking out of my ass. People don't smoke on the streets very much in Japan anymore. They smoke in little smoking, like dedicated smoking areas. You'll see groups of people. So she's got a little fan in her car there for her dog. If you see a baby car in Japan, it's like a 90% chance it's for a dog. It's like usually not a baby. Scooters, are like electric scooters, are starting to pick up with popularity, especially on this side of the city. But like if it's self-propelled, like what she's using, it's illegal. Unless I heard they might change the law, so maybe they changed the law. But hold on a second, y'all. That right there's a nice cock. Hit me up. Yeah, electric scooters are illegal unless they have a license plate on the back of them. Like any self-propelled vehicle has to be licensed. But I do think they might be changing it for electric scooter purposes soon. This is kind of rare here, but I've started to see a lot more lately. Teslas. Like, they used to be completely, you'd never see them. And in the last 6 months or so, I noticed like one or two a day now. This is the Yamanote line, the circle line that runs around the central part of the city. Yeah, I saw a dog wearing glasses recently too. Yeah, Teslas are just starting to show up in the market here. I'm not sure why. I keep meaning to look that up too. If there was maybe a law that changed something that allowed like tax breaks for them or something, or that seems it's I guess what it really comes down to is it is surprising to see um, an American car company make ground at all here. Like it usually doesn't happen. So it's still definitely a niche thing to see a Tesla, but I'm surprised how many I'm seeing. Because again, like American cars are seen like it's like a hobbyist will have an American car usually or something. But to see them like actually just being bought, it's probably still a little bit of like a niche thing. People that want a Tesla because they have like, you know, they want a Tesla or whatever, so they're buying them. It's not like the average consumer yet, but I'm still surprised how many I see. Check this out. It's like that rap group from the 90s. All right. Are there public? Yeah, I think there are public chargers. I don't have any idea how it works though. You don't see them very often in the city, but honestly, you don't see gas stations very often in the city either. So I could just not know, be looking in the right places or not paying attention. place that I was shocked that we saw, this was years ago when we made our last Hong Kong series, like every other car was a Tesla. It was insane. Like they sell a lot of them in that area. She must be taking her trash out or something. Oh, she's tying her shoe. So I'm like right next to the train tracks. You cycled around the Yamanote line. Could you do it again? Maybe in the opposite direction? I'm probably not going to do another Yamanote line video, but we'll do a train line video in the future. One time a friend of mine and we didn't film this, but we walked around the entire Yamanote line. And that was kind of intense, to be honest with you. It like ruined my legs. Just like walking on asphalt for, I can't remember what is it, like 26 kilometers or something? I think that might be the right number. But anyway, it's far enough that it just makes your knees like swell up and your feet hurt. It's like way further than it has anybody should walk on this type of environment. What is that, like the Rinkai-sen, I think? Something like that? I can't remember the name exactly. It took us all day. Like, it took us, like, from the morning, we met at, like, 9, and we finished, like, 10 p.m. or something. It was, like, an all-day thing. Yeah, this is my Pixel 4a. We're on that right now. Yeah, so we were going to film the Tokyo Metro Mystery. We were going to do that this year. We were going to do this last weekend, actually, because we had a day we were like, okay, the weather's nice, let's go do it. And we went to go do it, and turns out they aren't holding it this year for the second year in a row because of Corona. So we didn't do it. But it was something we were like, yeah, we're going to definitely do this. And then we Googled it, and we're like, no, we're not. This is Pizza Slice, one of the best pizza places in the city. It's like New York style pizza. You can get a slice of pizza for 500 yen. It's like pretty big. It doesn't stand up with like actual New York pizza, but for Japan, it's pretty damn good. The cheese is a little bit boring. Your Hitchhiking series is one of my favorite series of all time. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed that. Yeah, dude, the 5A is probably where I'd land too. The 6 is too big for my tastes. It's like physically a gigantic device. So guys, as I get closer to Shibuya, I'm going to get closer to more people, and my phone is probably going to start to glitch out on us, like the signal is going to suck. So if it becomes unbearable to watch, just let me know so I don't keep blathering while it sucks. If it just starts dropping. Basically, I'm going to walk this way actually. Basically, I pay for very cheap internet, so I get low priority on busy networks. So if I'm around a lot of other people, it just gets slow. That's like a Yochien, preschool? Like a bus for preschool kids. Let's see, gotta watch more Hitchhiking series. It's really long. Tokyo Metro Mystery in 2020. Yeah, it's really fun. Hey, Jan. Good morning. Somebody here is smoking. It smells gnarly. All right. Yeah, I need to remember to put the phone in the other way so my finger isn't on the camera when I move. I'm looking at the chat. Like I have to touch the screen to make the chat appear. Okay, so this guy's scooter. See the back of it? He's got a license plate. Like that one is properly licensed. but a lot of them are flying rogue. Devil Shiesel. Is that a marijuana joke? It's kind of funny. So yeah, I'm getting towards Shibuya. You can see these big buildings here, indicative of that. Little Miata. Lights go up, lights go down. Yeah, see, here's another Tesla. Yeah, they're kind of everywhere now. I wonder if Tesla is just targeting the market more or making more available. I don't know. Let's look at the choo-choos. Mark is still here. This is for Mark. Oh, Roadster, yeah, that's what they're called here, right? So that train's way on the other side. Is the Saikyo line? No, the colors are wrong, right? Keihin Tohoku's on the other side. Mark knows what it is. I couldn't read the sign. So I decide on which two micro. Yeah, the new microphone is what I'll probably use for almost everything. But I'm gonna keep the old one around, just in case. But the new one, it has a lot of really the 360 feature on it is really cool. We actually filmed yesterday. We used it yesterday, and hopefully it made things a little easier to hear. But I forget to flip the knob on it, so sometimes it's not in 360 mode. But whatever. It's just like a new workflow to try to get used to. A new piece of gear with new options. This guy's slinging some bird. All right. Yeah, I've heard about people them throwing scooters in rivers. I don't understand why somebody would do such a thing. But I don't think we have to worry about it here. Wouldn't mind owning one of those scooters. I don't care about the rental thing, but just like they fold down really small. You'd be able to take it on a train and stuff. Like you can't take a train on a bike on a train here without putting it in a bag and taking it apart and stuff. It's kind of a pain in the ass. But a scooter would be much easier. But I also don't really mind walking personally, so whatever. Yeah, guys, keep me on alert here if we start getting like really bad lag and stuff. I do expect it's going to happen eventually. This reminds me of that Seinfeld episode. I mean, I know it's a song, but the song reminds me of Seinfeld. Did she park that? Oh, she's getting out and he's parking. I was like, what? But it's a left-hand drive car. So duh. That was giving me the stink eye. The blue line is Saikyo line? Okay, yay. Yeah, this could be a road that would be post or pre-clubbing. That makes sense. All this area is like under mega development right now. Shibuya is becoming like a completely different place than it was even when we first moved to Japan. Like, look at all that. The area that I'm around here right now, let's leave a Hachiko alone. Yeah, I think they moved him though, like just a little bit, not a lot. The area that I'm around right now, there used to be a bunch of buildings here, and the vibe used to be, it was kind of cool. I'm kind of bummed that they tore it all down because it's going to get replaced with, they're going to build one of these things in its place. I'm like, okay. But this was like kind of a cool little area, but it got condemned at one point, and there were signs up that said it was condemned, and they wrote down the reason, and they said it was because of rats. Like, there's so many rats here, we can't get rid of them. So we condemned the building, and now we're going to knock it over and build skyscrapers. I don't know if that is true or if it's just the reason somebody used to sell the property. You know what I mean? Like muscle somebody out. Who knows? Yeah, the JR station is getting rebuilt too. It's like a huge project though. It's not going to be done until like 2035 or something. Masks never were mandatory. It's just socially mandatory, but it's not like somebody's going to write you a ticket or get mad at you like in a legal sense. You just look like an asshole. So, yeah, look. Let's take a break here and get a look at this. Well, first off, let's look at this. Okay, and now, yeah, I mean, this is just going to be another one of these things. Like, this is a substantial amount of construction. You'll see this building. I'm actually kind of glad the Shibuya building didn't get swallowed up. You see a lot of like people will take photos with this at nighttime. This looks really cool, but it might not look quite as cool since this is all covered up and changed. But historically, it just looks awesome. Umbilican is there. This indicates that this is Okinawan food, by the way. Let me get away from the sounds. It's probably driving you nuts, right? It's like really noisy. Imagine living around here. That would suck. Like, oh, it's going to be noisy for 15 years. Sorry. That'd be my face if I lived here and somebody told me about this construction. I'd be like, that's not good, guys. How long am I going to stream for? Probably not that much longer because like I said earlier, I think my signal is going to start to die on us. So I'm actually kind of surprised it hasn't. Or maybe you guys are just not telling me. I have no idea what the new building is going to be. Probably mixture. Maybe a hotel, maybe expensive apartments. Probably shopping for sure. Just given the neighborhood, but I don't know for sure. Yeah, dude, that side of Shibuya has changed a lot. But if it's been years since you've been here, the whole area feels very different. The area around Hachiko doesn't feel dramatically different, but things have moved around. But hasn't been like raised. Like that basketball street or whatever it's called, that's still there. And pretty much unchanged as far as like the main like structure of it. That's that noise, just blasting crappy music out of it. Thought about a career in sumo. I don't know if I don't think I have the minimum requirements necessary. The stream's still going smooth? I'm really surprised with this many people around. So, you can see the way that the road here is. These are like panels that they put. And the panels are like that because they want to be able to pull them up and access below it because maybe they're building a subway line or something under here. So at nighttime they'll come and they'll block off one lane and they'll pull all these panels up and they'll do work down below and then they'll put all the panels back. I am near Shibuya Station. Shibuya Station is right there. The Nintendo store is easy to get into now. Pixelation, audio is fine. Okay, cool. Thanks for the feedback, guys. Okay, I'm gonna keep heading towards the center of the area and yeah, just like let me know if it dies. If it dies, I'm gonna kill the stream. It's not worth torturing everyone. Shibuya Crossing is like right up here. But just like literally the more phones I get around, the more my signal is gonna get shit. This bridge has gotten better. They built a lot more things about it too. Like, and they've changed the way the exits are. All of this has changed in the last like 5 or so years too. The way all this bus system functions and stuff. It's starting to actually look like it makes a little more sense, but it's still really like dense for the type of infrastructure they're starting to have. And I don't even know where this underground layer goes. I've never noticed that before. Yeah, if I go over to Shibuya Crossing, the signal will die, probably. But I'll walk in that way. When you say you want to live in the suburbs, do you mean in Tokyo or in the suburbs outside of Tokyo? I mean, we just bought a house in the suburbs of Tokyo, but kind of in the country, but kind of in the suburbs. Yeah, dude, live streaming on Twitch, like when you walk around outside, it sucks. It's a nightmare from like the user standpoint. It looks like garbage to people. So you see these ladies here? A minute ago, like they came over and tried to talk to me until I noticed what I was doing. Like when I was talking about the things on the ground. I think they're like a religious thing or something. I don't know what they're doing. But they were surprised when they realized I was talking to my phone. And then they saw the microphone and stuff. And then they just like kind of went away. Turning it into a bed and breakfast. No, that's not going to happen. We're moving probably, unless anything falls apart, we're moving in February. So we still have a while. Yeah, so people that are streaming on Twitch and having good success are using specialized hardware, or they're having like SIM cards with multiple devices with multiple SIM cards in them. But it's a big pain in the ass. Like you'll notice like a lot of people who are like streaming on Twitch professionally are carrying a backpack, and in the backpack is a bunch of crap that make the streams work. And it's just like, why is this so hard? Like, it should just be an app. And even this app sort of sucks. But I don't make any money streaming, so like I can't go dumping like hundreds and hundreds of dollars into gear. Like it doesn't make sense. If I was making a bunch of money on it, then it would be a different thing, you know. But just for like fun. The house is technically in Tokyo. It's just not in the city of Tokyo. It's like Tokyo is a sort of like a prefecture as well as a city. It's in Tokyo, but it's not in it's not in the urban city of Tokyo, the urban area, like the 23 wards. Boy, that looks really bad to you guys. You can see the thing spinning, making the image. To me, it looks like a dinosaur, like moving around, but the frame rate on the phone is all jacked up. Yeah, and I mean, the thing that is my complaint about Twitch is it's just like, It's the streaming platform. That's what they are, and their app is garbage. You have to use third-party apps and stuff to get it to function like and not look like garbage. And it's just like Instagram is not a streaming app, but their streaming platform is the easiest to use for the creator by a long shot. You just push a button and it goes. This one is pretty good, except for your chat disappears every 5 seconds, so I have to touch the screen to bring the chat back up, which is why I miss comments. And if they would just leave the chat on my screen, then it would be fine. But that's the bummer of this. Yeah, so all this is pretty new, I think. I don't know this escalator and stuff. I don't know. Maybe it's not new. Maybe I just never come over here. Oh, hi. What's up? Amazon wish list when we move in. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. I usually try to stick with like gear that helps us make videos on that, as opposed to like just crap we need. I don't know. It feels weird about using it for just stuff. It feels more productive for like the viewer to be like, yeah, we got some camera gear or something that's helping them make the thing I'm watching. I like that more personally. I'm not good at panhandling. We used to live pretty close to Shinjuku. When we lived in that yellow house, it was a 15-minute walk or so from Shinjuku. Maybe 20 minutes. But it's typically pretty expensive to live in that kind of area. We just got lucky then. How's the stream doing, guys? Look how many people were around. Is it still going? Not bad. Wow. Minor frame drops. Okay, great. Let me know if it gets shitty. We're going into the... If it works here, then I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting lucky now. But it used to get all shitty if I even got near this many people. I have to stay like a few blocks away from a crowd like this. Otherwise it would turn into trash. So I'm coming up into the Shibuya crossing area. And this side of Shibuya hasn't changed dramatically in a while. All right. Taco Bell is still here. There's actually a few of them now in the city. But I don't really have any digs for the Taco Bell personally. All right. How's the stream doing? This is Shibuya Crossing. It's not going to get much more busy than this right now. I am Kramer testing the gas tank. You're right. This is exactly what's going on here. Nice. All right, technology. There's a Ferrari coming, on a red Ferrari in the second lane over, right there. 2 electric mailmen, like on electric scooters. Katie and I call them bees, like mailmen, like on their scooters, like little bees going out, doing their business, going back to the hive, going out and doing more business. Hello. Yeah, it improves when I'm not moving because the compression works better. If it doesn't have to redraw every like bit of the frame every time, it's going to look better on your side. So like right now when I'm not moving, like a lot of this is just static and it's not having to be redrawn by the compression. So I can do a higher level of compression and maintain stability. But if everything in the frame changes, like a bus going by, it could get glitchy. That sounds like music from like 10 years ago. Like some shitty Skrillex. So this dude's on a 3-wheel motorcycle. And notice he's not wearing a helmet. You don't need helmets if you ride on a 3-wheel motorcycle. He's just got like an Elmer Fudd hat on. Oh, I've been streaming for like an hour and a half. Dang. Time flies when you do this. This neighborhood is cool, man. It's just like a lot of different looking people walking around doing different things. Oh man, there's a banana in the basement here, but if I go in the basement, it's gonna kill the signal, I bet. Man, I wonder if I can get away with it. Oh, my battery's gonna die like momentarily. It says 10%. Hold on a second here. I think I have a... Okay, so I am gonna test the battery thing. Hold on a second. I'm doing tech stuff. Okay, I got a battery plugged in now. So, all right, this is gonna be the end of the stream probably. I'm gonna go down in this building and try to find this banana vending machine. And if it keeps going, then great. And if not, it's gonna cut and then it'll be the end of the stream. So we're just gonna do it that way, all right? So let's see if we can get us a banana down here. So goodbye if it dies, and if not, it'll be banana time. Well, for me, it's gonna be banana time no matter what happens. So I think it's down here. I think I go down one more level. It could be why the signal got worse too. The processor isn't saving mode. That's a possibility too. Okay, it's one more floor. It says I still have 4 signals, so maybe it'll be okay. Over here. This is exciting. Are we? Is it gone? Getting worse? Gone. Here we go. I'm back. I don't know if you guys are back. Oh, sweet. Okay. So I'm gonna get me a banana. But it's gonna be complicated because I only have one hand free. It's glitchy. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a banana and I'll go outside. Okay, number 11. All right, I'm gonna go back upstairs. Where did I come from? Shit, I don't remember. Okay, bear with me. I've seen Apple vending machines. I'm looking for a place to put the phone. Sorry, this last few minutes has been a little chaotic, hasn't it? All right. I got like a lot going on here. Yeah, rice vending machines totally a thing, especially in the countryside. Think about doing the travel gachapon. I looked at that. I don't think we'll do it, but it was an interesting thing to see. So this banana was like $1.50 or $1.25 or whatever, and I've had them before. It's a little expensive for a banana, but they're good. Like whatever bananas they're choosing to put in there are dope. So is this your normal banana? It's a little small, but it's like the consistency and stuff is good. It's not as good as that like super banana we had that one time, but it's pretty damn good. People are watching me stream myself eat a banana. It's kids. Yeah, the texture is dope. That teenager was like staring at me. What's this guy doing? No instructions. You gotta pay extra for that. Well, it's better than like your average like normal banana. That girl that walked by, she's looking at me, like, what the fuck is this guy doing? I don't think about it like talking to the camera. I feel a little silly eating a banana. That part's weird. Yeah, Tokyo's getting kind of back to normal with like domestic tourism. On the weekend, Osaka is like really busy now. All right. So the bad news is now I have this in my world. Ugh. I'm getting myself rearranged. You guys got a good banana shot now. All right, let me make sure my Jizanx is still working. It is looking like the battery is still dying, even though I have it plugged in. That's not positive news. It's going up again. I don't know what, maybe it came unplugged a little bit. Yeah, I'll tell you what happened to my wallet. I never found it again. Okay. Y'all don't pay enough for the banana. My banana costs more than 150 yen. But there's a price. Don't get me wrong. There's a price for everything. All right. So again, I'm shocked that this is still working, but since it is, I'll keep walking. This guy's waving. See, check him out. So I came over here because this little car caught my eye. Look how little it is. That thing's awesome. Like there's a Bentley here, and I'm just like, yeah, look at this little car. That's got style. Okay, I'm gonna pop up this road, get off the main drag here. What's gonna suck about this is if my battery doesn't hold out, I'm gonna have to sit on the train with nothing to do. Yeah, I think I think this is gonna be the end, y'all. I think my battery for my external battery is not charged up enough. It keeps turning off. Now it's like blinking. I don't know what that means, but it doesn't seem good. All right, see you later, man. Yeah, this is it, y'all. My battery's gonna die. So I'll see y'all later. Thanks for hanging out. I will be in touch on the internet through the magic of the internet soon. See y'all later.